Well, welcome back, everyone. The CDC says those who are fully vaccinated no longer need to wear a mask in public. But after a year of leaving home without one, is it hard for you to just rip it off and not think about that? Well, it's a real problem for a lot of people. Joining us live to talk more about it is Dr. Asim Shah, professor of Department of Psychiatry and Behavioral Sciences at Baylor College of Medicine. This is tough because it's just something that we're not used to. For a lot of people, they don't necessarily want to do it. How do you feel like it's mentally people are handling it right now?
It is tough, and people develop attachment to things. I compare it with a child who will develop attachment to his or her blanket or a pacifier. So it's tough. But people need to understand that CDC is not saying that you cannot wear a mask. CDC basically is saying that evidence suggests that if you don't wear a mask and you are vaccinated, you may be fine. But people who are anxious, people who are worried about it, can still wear a mask and slowly wean off. And in situations where they feel that they will see people who they don't know are vaccinated, they should wear a mask.
What is your advice for someone who's fully vaccinated, but they still want to wear that mask? What should they tell their family and friends about, especially those who know they've been fully vaccinated, but are still wearing that mask?
So there are two things. First is what is evidence. If you look at the evidence from CDC and others, the chance of getting uh, COVID, mild COVID, is 0.007, which is very, very low if you are vaccinated. So if you're vaccinated, the chance is very low. Now, if somebody still wants to wear a mask, they certainly can. I think the science shows, and what people need to do is in situations where they don't know the status of other person's vaccination, they should wear a mask for sure. At home or with family, when they really know the status of vaccination and they trust the person, they can certainly avoid that. People who are anxious, people who are very worried about it, people who were wearing two masks and now still doing that, they need to slowly wean off, as I mentioned, because this is something which is not going to go away. And even then, if they want to wear a mask, they can. Again, there is no law. There's CDC doesn't say that you cannot wear a mask. CDC still is saying it is preferred to wear a mask if you are concerned or so forth. So I think it depends on a person's anxiety. They need to handle their anxiety their own way. CDC is just giving guidelines.
I really picked up on what you said about wean yourself off. So it sounds like if you want to take the mask off, but your anxiety is too high about it, maybe it is good to take those baby steps. Maybe try just a small space with a few people and see how you feel without it. Right? Those are for people who really want to take it off, but just haven't been able to do it yet.
Yeah, I think you will have different kind of people. People who were going out before and mixing and mingling with people, they would have less concerns. People who were at home for 6 months, 9 months, a year, that group would have the most concern. Or people who have had family members die of COVID, that group would have a lot of concern. So those people especially need to be very slow in terms of stopping the masking, because those are the ones who will have these issues. Otherwise, people can do it slowly, but I think they need to be very careful in terms of what they prefer to do based on the evidence, and truly slowly weaning off is the best way, because still only 60% people have received one dose, and 37 or so percent have received two doses. So people are getting more and more dosage every day.
And Dr. Shah, we know that from the people we've talked to, about half of Americans are like, woohoo, they've got it off and they're thrilled. So is it that time for them just to understand and perhaps, watch rude comments, watch any smart aleck comments to help protect people who are suffering mentally from what's going on right now and just trying to adjust to the change?
Yeah, and another thing to remember, one reason for these guidelines, changing these guidelines, is to give some credit, some incentive to people who are not getting vaccinated. There's still a lot of people who don't want vaccine, 30% plus. So if you give them incentive that if you are vaccinated, you're not going to wear a mask indoor, outdoor, that gives them hopefully some incentive to come forward. So we need to also think about that. And we don't need to me, masking is just like religion or politics. We don't need to discuss or talk to people about whether they wear a mask, if they are vaccinated, or not wear a mask if they are vaccinated, not vaccinated. If they are not vaccinated,
All
they
right.
have to wear a mask. Sure.
Okay. Well, Dr. Shah, you're always so helpful for Baylor College of Medicine. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you.